My guy's in his bag, and the Spirit's working in this place.
Yeah.
So you better be ready to listen. So give it up for Sammy B.
Yeah, I'm back, whether you like it or not. Back to mine. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Come on.
Okay.
How you guys doing? Happy Sunday. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I talked too much last service. Let's get it. I'm gonna pray. Dear Lord, I thank you for this Sunday, Lord. I pray that you would simply, that I can simply just be your mouthpiece this morning, that I can communicate everything you want me to communicate, Lord, that you would prepare these hearts in this room to receive what they need to receive, Lord, in your holy and precious name. Amen. So, what does the Bible say about blank? That has been our series the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. Anyways,
All the weeks.
this week we are covering what does the Bible say about trusting. Trusting. What does the Bible say about trusting? When I thought about this, I don't know. I was kind of struggling in my preparation. I was like, what does the Bible say about trusting? It's kind of big. What does the Bible say about trusting myself? What does the Bible say about trusting God? What does the Bible say about trusting family, friends, this chair when I sit down? I don't know. I don't know what you meant, whoever asked the question. But what I do know is A, God is good. Hey, amen. Shout out that, you know what I'm saying? And two, hopefully, I'm gonna kind of break it down through some stories today, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 stories that hopefully kind of hit you to understand trusting on a broad spectrum, and that putting your trust in God, makes it easier to kind of trust everything else. So, story time, sit back, but I do need you to be a little lively today. I need some interaction. You notice I'm out in the crowd today. I might walk around and no, I won't, but I need you with me today. So, I'm going to tell you a story about this guy named Joey. Everyone say Joey.
Joey.
Everyone say Joey.
Joey.
Joey, say it with your chest. Joey. Joey, I'm going to tell you about this dude named Joey. Now, I'm going to go quick. Like I said last time, I think I spent too much telling the story, but it's important, so let's get into it. So, Joey, he has a lot of brothers. Born into this family, a lot of brothers. He's the youngest, and Joey had, let's just say, he was his dad's favorite. And Joey is he kind of likes that. He's a little cocky. He has a little chip on his shoulder. You know, he has a good heart. He's a man of God, but you know, he's kind of cool with it. And he has this gift, right? Everyone say, give. Give. All right, he has this gift. And he has this weird thing with dreams, right? He has this dream one day. He goes, he's like, yo, fam, I had this dream in front of all his brothers, in front of his parents. He's like, bro, I woke up this morning, and no cap. I woke up with like 900,000 followers on Instagram. 900,000 followers. Like, my influence right now is crazy. I'm popping off on Instagram. Like, my stories are getting crazy. Like, I'm out there. And like, you know what? You know what's funny is that all of y'all started following me, and I didn't start following you. And like I'm kind of a big deal. Like, he was cocky about it, but not super. He wasn't really. I don't know. He wasn't fully humble, but he wasn't fully, I don't know, selfish, right? So he's already his dad's favorite, and his brothers don't like that. His brothers see there's kind of this tension of like, well, Pops really like this kid. I'm like, that's cool, I guess, whatever. Anyway, a few weeks go by, he has another dream. This time he's like, yo, I had this dream, and you guys I was the CEO of this company, and all you guys were like working for me, and like it was crazy. Like it was so successful, and like you guys were under me. And this time his dad was kind of like, son, like I hear you, I get what you're saying, but like you might need to like take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Like I'll remember that, like in case, like sure it might be true. Like I understand you, son. You have big dreams, you have big hopes, but like I'll remember. But you gotta kind of chill. Anyways, time goes by. He's living his life. Joey's just doing his thing. I don't know. One day his dad comes over and says, Joey, hey, they live on a farm. So he's like, Joey, hey, go get your brothers out in this field. So Joey's going, trying to look for his brothers out in the field. He runs into his neighbor. He's like, hey, where my brothers at? Like, supposed to be out in this field, whatever. His neighbor points him to another direction, and he's like, hey, they went over here. So he's wandering around looking for his brothers. Say this with me. I'm lost. So Joey's kind of lost. I don't know. He's looking for his brothers. And his brothers see him out in the distance looking for them. He's like, yo, his brothers already don't like him. That second dream really bothered them. You ain't gonna work for our little brother. Little brother, bro. We kinda hate this fool. I don't know about this. So they see him off in the distance alone, out of daddy's protection, and they come up with something evil. They say, you know, honestly, we don't really need this guy. Let's kill him. Let's kill him. His brothers. His own brothers. Say, that's cold.
That's cold.
That's cold. His brothers start plotting to kill him. And his brothers see him and they're like, all right, I don't know how we can do this, but like, I don't know. But one of them steps up, has a little comedian, he's like, hey, we don't have to kill him, but we can make some money off him maybe. You can throw him in the ditch and like, leave him, like that would be cool, but maybe like, we could come up with a better plan to get rid of him. Cause like, I don't want it to just him be gone and not benefit me, right? So, they see like, this dude out in the field, just chilling. And he's like, yo, we found this dude. What if like we sold him to you, you know? And the dude, for some reason, I don't know, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll buy your little brother off you. That's pretty twisted too. So they ended up selling their own brother to this other farmer dude. And the farmer is like, yo, like he's cool, I guess, but I don't really need him. So for some reason, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna send him off to this orphanage. I'm gonna sell him there. So the farmer ends up selling Joey to this orphanage. I know this is twisted. It doesn't make sense. I don't think orphanages work like that. They usually take you in for free, but like this orphanage was kind of crooked, okay? So just bear with me. So Joey's in the orphanage. He's seeing how it works, and like, man, my brother's abandoned me, my family's abandoned me, I'm alone. But for some reason, God's still there, and he's working, and he starts to get favor with the head guy of this orphanage, and Joey being a little bit older, and the man comes up to him, the boss comes up to him, is like, hey, like you're a cool kid, you're good. You're one of the older guys here. You know, I'm gonna put you in charge of some things. I'm gonna give you some responsibilities, oversee some of the younger children, or oversee some different areas where I just need some help. So he starts to get favor, and he starts to have some success with this guy, and then the craziest thing happens. So, the boss dude was married, right? And boss man's wife peeps Joey, and she goes, oh, he cute. He cute. Say, he cute.
He cute.
He cute. So, listen, I know this is crazy, right? This is wild. So, boss man's wife says, he cute. So, wife goes up to Joey and is like, hey, we should go on a date. And Joey's like, what the? You tripping? What the heck? What? First of all, listen, I gotta honor God. And like, that would break it. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. No. 2, you married. You're a husband. And that's my boss. So he's like, no, I'm not having that, Joey. So Joey's like, no, that's crazy, that's crazy, that's crazy. Anyways, Joey, like I said, grows in favor with his boss, and he's closing up shop one night alone. But here comes his boss's wife, you know, coming into the facility, and it's just, they're alone. And the boss's wife comes up to him and is like, hey, no, like, we really need to go on a date. Like, you so cute. Like, I want to take you on a date. And Joey's like, nah, cuz. So he comes running out the building, and he forgot his shoes, and he forgot his hoodie. I don't know why he had shoes off at work, but like, he was chilling, he was relaxing, it was just him. I don't know. Anyway, and the security guards see him running out. Security's like, bro, what is happening? So the wife comes running out, and he's like, yo, this ain't right. He tried to touch me. Whoa. And all of a sudden, they believe her. Word gets to her husband, who is his boss, and is like, listen, I can't have this. I gotta fire you, and unfortunately, I gotta report this to police too. Joey's like, whoa, things just got real. Abandoned by his brothers, just sold by his brothers. They were plotting to kill him. And all of a sudden, he loses his job, and he's in jail. What is happening? Joey's life seems to be falling apart. Now, I don't know if you caught on at this point in the story, but Joey is a real person. And this story is very, very real. If you caught on, it's the story of Joseph out of Genesis. And I thought Joey was fitting for multiple reasons. Can I get the slide? Oh, has that been in a long time?
No, I just.
That's cool. Yes, Joey. Man, life is not fair sometimes. And some of you might be thinking, how the heck? I don't get what does this have to do with trusting? I don't know. Well, let me tell you something. Joey, Jesus overcame everything for you. He has overcome everything for you. And let me break this down for you. Joseph's life was tough, to say the least, right? To say the least, he went through some things that were very, very unfair. That didn't make sense. And maybe he didn't know why, but he knew who. He knew who was in control. And he knew that Jesus was always there. That God was there through it the whole time. That the reason he had this favor and this blessing and this success is because God's hand was over him. So in your life, maybe you're at a point where you don't know why. You don't, that was so unfair to me to have to go through that when I was so little. Why was the devil attacking me? Well, let me tell you something. The devil went after baby Jesus because he knew the potential and the impact he would have. So listen, don't undercut what you have in your life because of something that happened so young and it was unfair. And why is the devil attacking me so young and trying to stop this potential in my life? Because he knows the power and the strength you have when God is with you right there. Let me read something for you. Psalm 18:39. For you equipped me with strength for the battle. Let me tell you something. No matter what you are going through, no matter what you have seen, no matter what has been done to you, God is giving you strength for the battle, no matter what it looks like. Now, if you look yourself in the mirror every day and you say, man, I can't stand what this is. Man, I don't get it. I feel like I have no purpose. I have no meaning. I don't know. I'm just a middle schooler. Don't discount yourself. Do not discount yourself because the plan that God has for you and the strength he will give you is so much greater. Because at the end of the day, the end of the story of Joseph, there comes a point where he gets so much favor with Pharaoh that he's top dog. And he has the ability to bless his family and live in comfort and peace knowing that God was through it all. God was there for him. He was riding with him. So when it comes to trusting God, sometimes we don't know why. We don't know why bad things happen. We don't know. We don't get it. It doesn't make sense. But listen, understand this acronym, Joey, that Jesus has overcome everything. Everything you've been through. Everything. When he was on the cross, man, he was thinking of you. He saw your life. His last breath, he was thinking of you. You were on his mind. Now, the thing with trust that is interesting is that everyone, I don't know, deals with it, I guess, in a different way. Like some people, maybe you're at a point where, trusting God isn't that big of a deal. I understand that. I trust God. I can say I trust God and I love God. I get that, and I get bad things happen, but ultimately God is good. But if you're at that point, let me read you something else. It is in Psalms again. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act. Now, let me tell you another story. 3 years ago, I was with this girl. It was in high school. And I loved her. Everyone say, "Aw." Aww. Little Sammy in love. He was in love. And that part isn't as significant. But I loved her in a way that I knew what my knowledge of love then was different. In that category, the way I thought of love, I loved her in that sense. Now, right, that would be different. But sure, whatever. That besides the point. Anyways, I loved her, right? And I was with her, and obviously I'm single now, so it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The last couple weeks of our relationship, it was tricky. It was rough. We were trying to work things out. I was trying to reach out to her, and I was like, hey, it was just texting. We were distant, and we weren't communicating, It was just ugly. I was like, hey, I'm trying to meet with you face to face. Can we work this out? Can we just iron out the issue? So because I really do care about you. I love you. And I was like, do you not trust me? Do you not love me? Like, well, what is happening? I want to meet with you. Come on, just meet me halfway. Let's talk this out. But, she said, yeah, I trust you. I love you. I'm there with you. I rock with you. But she wasn't, reaching out and really trying to make this work. So I was like, man, I don't know what to do. This went on for like a couple weeks, and I was confused. I was lost. I was questioning, like, man, I don't know what to do. So finally, I was like, I don't want to keep putting my heart through this. So I did it to her. I broke up with her over text. And I know. Listen, I get it. I know, but she wasn't. I was reaching out my hand, and she wasn't reaching back. I wanted to work this out. So listen, hear me. If you're at a point right now where you trust God and you say, listen, I trust you, God. I love you, God. Then show it. Show it. Step up and meet him halfway. If you're going to say you trust him and you love him, there needs to be some works behind it. There needs to be some movement. There needs to be something where I see you trust him. I see you love him. And listen, I don't know what that looks like in your life. I don't know if it's, maybe you just need to, I don't know, just pray a little bit more. Or read your word more. Or maybe you're not even there yet. Maybe you're at, Lord, I trust you, but change my mindset towards you. That trusting does not mean inactivity. It does not mean sitting back and say, I trust God, it's going to work out. No, sometimes we trust him and we step out. Yeah. We have to act. Yeah. There's a certain movement when it comes to trusting God. And listen, trusting God, a lot of people think that it's complicated. But really, I don't think it's complicated. Trusting is not complicated, but it is costly. It does cost you something. When it comes to trusting God, the reason I think we get hurt is because when anything, if God is number one, we put anything above that. The reason we think trusting is complicated, because that costs us something. When we give our hearts to someone else and it doesn't work out and we trust them and they hurt us, it's like, why this got so messy and so complex quick? Well, because you gave up something. You gave your heart to them. Cost, right? That cost makes things complicated. But when God is number one, trusting here is so much easier, because you start to understand that, hey, people are going to let me down. And yes, life is hard and life is tough and I don't get it. But at the end of the day, if you trust God number one, you always have that to fall back on. He will always be there. And like he won't be like me. He won't break up with you over text. He won't hang you out to dry. He'll always stay there, reaching out his hand, texting you, saying, hey, let's meet up, meet me halfway. If you trust me, come on, show me. He'll always be there. He'll always show you. Maybe you're at a place where it comes to trusting, it's like, I don't really care. That's whatever. I'll get to it one day. I'm young, and just frankly, it doesn't really matter right now. And if you're there, I've been there. If you're there, let me tell you that there's an urgency. There's an urgency because, listen, tomorrow was not promised. Tomorrow was not promised. And we like to think that we're in a good spot. And we like to think that our dreams will be fulfilled. And we like to think our goals will be reached. But that is not guaranteed, and that is not promised, even for us Christians. Life happens, and things hurt, and things happen. So listen, if you're at a spot where it's like, whatever, one day I'll get to it when I'm grown and I have a family, we'll start going to church. Listen, there is an urgency and there's a realness, because if you were to die today and you're at the throne of God and you're saying, God, like I went to youth group. I knew you, like we were cool. Like, come on, what do you mean? You're gonna say, but it was just whatever. It was just one day. It didn't really matter. If you're there, listen, I promise you, this decision of giving something to God, trusting him, and maybe it's just as simple as that for some of you in this room today. Just saying, you know what, I need to take that first step. I need to take that first step. And listen, I don't know what it means. I don't know what I'm getting into yet. And yes, I don't know. And life is not just going to all of a sudden be beautiful and roses and easy. But listen, it will be worth it, because just like in Job, He will always give you double for your trouble. Always. Always. God will not undercut you. He will not undersell you. He will always give you double for your trouble. Always. No matter what you've been through, there will be a blessing and it will be abundant. And for some of you, you might think, okay, that's cool. You know, that's cool. I'll be set up. I'll be nice. I'll be sitting pretty one day if I just go through these things. Like I said, life is not guaranteed to be easy. Sometimes that abundance, that double for the trouble is heaven. And like that, I'm not saying that to discourage you. There will be, I believe in this room, there are mighty blessings in this room for each and every one of you throughout this life, if you trust Him. Now, in conclusion, I'm going to rattle off some things that hopefully you can apply in a more practical way. For any of you that are lacking in maybe some confidence, and maybe understanding your purpose or who you are, your identity, I think this might be able to help you. Psalm 139:14, it says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. Listen, let me tell you something. God has made you. He's made you with a purpose. And like I said before, if you look yourself in the mirror and you can't stand who that person is, if there's something about you you just cannot stand, or that irks you, that hurts you, the deep hurts, maybe it's as simple as saying, devil, get out of my way. Because I see a child of God, and I see someone that He loves, that He has handcrafted, that is so wonderful, that I am one of His works, and wonderful are His works. So believe that. Maybe that's what you need today. Maybe this is something like this. In Proverbs, just kidding, not Proverbs. Here we go. Isaiah, I will strengthen you up. Isaiah 41, 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Maybe you're feeling a little lonely. Maybe you're just at a spot where, like, I don't trust God because I don't really have, I don't know. People are disappointing me, and I don't know where to go. Maybe it's as simple as saying, you know what, God, no, I'm gonna trust you because I know you are my strength, and I know it will be fulfilled ultimately through you. One more, and then I'll close in prayer. It's one of the ones I already read, but I think, man, I love this verse. It's out of Psalms again. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. He will act. It's not saying maybe He'll act. One day He'll act. He will act if you just trust Him. If you just trust Him, He will act. No matter what you're going through, He will act. He will act. So in conclusion, if you're in a spot where you're really broken and life doesn't make sense, remember this, and it's gone. But remember, Joey, that Jesus overcame everything for you. When He was on the cross, like I said, He saw you, and He saw your life in His last breath, and He saw you as a person. He saw Sam and the sin and all he was going to do in his life, and the tragedy and this and that and the breakup. He saw it, and He said, I died for that. I'm giving my life for you because I love you. You trust in that in life. Listen, like I said, life is not guaranteed to be good and this beautiful thing, but there will be mighty blessing if you just trust in Him. Maybe you're at a spot, like I said, where life, you get that. Life is good. Maybe you need to step out and do something to show that you trust Him, to show that you love God. And like I said, maybe this is all missing with you, and maybe nothing's relating. You're like, I don't know. Just search yourself. Do your own research. Do your own research. If you're saying, like, I don't buy into this, do your own research. The Bible's right here, and it's a great resource, and it will reveal truth to you. And maybe you're at a spot where, I don't care. I don't know. It's whatever. Well, I urge you to just take a step, to realize the truth that there is a heaven and there is a hell, and that life is not guaranteed. And He will not break up with you over sex. He won't. All right, let's pray. Dear God, man, I thank You for this word that You put on my heart. God, I thank you for my friends, for these people in this room. God, I pray that, Lord, just people's hearts would be pierced with your peace, Lord. That you would just be the ultimate reign on our life, Lord. That if anyone in here is struggling with trusting God or trusting people, trusting just the circumstance, Lord, that they would just run to you and understand that your love and your peace and your joy is the ultimate fulfillment we need here on this earth. Lord, I pray that we realize that we know the fact that you sent your son to die for us, Lord. If there's anyone in here, Lord, that needs that just wants to say, hey, Lord, I get it. I know you died for me. I know you died for me. I pray they pray that prayer, Lord, that they accept you into their hearts, Lord, and they get to know you, and they take that first step in trusting you, Lord. I thank you that you never discount us, Lord. I thank you that there is so much blessing for all our trouble, Lord, on this earth. I pray we have a wonderful Sunday, Lord. I thank you again for all you do and how good you are to us, even when we don't deserve it, Lord. In your holy and your precious name, amen. Amen. Let's.
You don't know, do you?
No. What?
Hey, so me and Shayla will be in here with high schoolers. James and Cora can take middle schoolers in the hallway.
Yes.